Hello everybody, Untitled back again with another video, and today's video, guys, is going to be about to speak about today's matches in Australian Open, to summary this day, to speak about Federer, to speak about Djokovic, and to speak about some other players as well. Yeah, guys, we are on the third day of this year's first Grand Slam tournament, Australian Open 2020. The top seeds are making their way through. They are impressing. They are delivering like they always almost do, more or less. Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer. In today's matches, Djokovic and Federer was on the scene, and they did pretty convincingly. They went through. Djokovic in straight sets, pretty convincingly. The qualifier of the Japanese guy, he of course didn't have any chance against Djokovic, even though that he won a couple of games in every single set. It was pretty convincing, like I of course expected. Guys, what we sometimes forget is that all these Grand Slam tournaments, we have 128 players. So these top seeds, Nadal, Djokovic, and Federer, the three highest ranked players in the world, the top three seeds, they look superior on their first matches. And not to take anything away from them, because I don't do that. I admire them very, very much, all three of them, because their consistency level, it is out of this world, guys. I've spoken about this before. I just can't stop being impressed from these three giants, and that's why they are the three greatest tennis players of all time. But what I want to say is that the draw is so big that these low-ranked players, they will never have a chance against these three, at least not as long as they are under 38 years old, under 40 years old. Look at Federer, he's 38 years old, but for God's sakes, he's so bloody good still. He's ageless, he is smooth, he is so efficient, he is so bloody amazing, this guy. You can just not be stopped. You cannot be stopped impressing from this dude, Roger Federer. I know that not everybody in the world loves him. Nobody is loved from anyone in the world, not me either. Even though that I am a big human lover, I try to respect and I love every single human on this planet, really, no matter where they come from, no matter which color they have. But no matter how nice you and may be, like I actually am, not everyone will love you. And the case is with Federer. Even though that Federer is so bloody good and he's so bloody talented and he's so late in his career, he's, like I said, 38 years old, and you have to be impressed by the dude. But not everyone loves him. I get that. But I just love his tennis style. I really admire his tennis style. Even though that I have some opinions about him as a person, which I will do another time of the year. Some things that I don't like with Federer outside the court, but when it comes to the court as a tennis player, I'm in love. I'm in love in this guy. I really am. I'm crazy in love in him. The tennis that he plays today, how he dismantled his second round opponent, which was not a very, very bad opponent. Filip Krajinovic, he's top 50 in the world. I think he's 41 in the world, something like that. Of course, I expected that Filip Krajinovic will never defeat Federer, but how Federer just completely destroyed him, 6-1, 6-4, 6-1. I believe Federer just dropped 6 games, even better than his first match when Federer dropped when Federer dropped 7 games. In this one, he only dropped 6 games. You have to be impressed. You just have to be impressed. And I'm really, to be quite honest, I'm really little surprised, because Federer on his first couple of matches, he donates more games. Usually, because he has a high risky tennis with small margins, low percentage of tennis, big cuts on the ball. He goes for winners. He pulls the trigger. His shot tolerance is not as good as Nadal's and Djokovic, because he has a different kind of playing style. So to Federer to lose these little games in his two first matches, I am little surprised. Little, not much. But of course, I expected Federer to come through. So a very, very good, solid performance from Federer against Filip Krajinovic, a solid top 50 player in the world. Guys, you have to, like I said, the draw is big, and when you are as consistent, as murderous consistent, as these big three are, Nadal, Djokovic, and Federer, these low-ranked players will always have troubles against these big three on the early stages of a Grand Slam. Because Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, they are not Fognini, they are not Berrettini, they are not Dimitrov, they are not Denis Shapovalov, they are not Alexander Zverev, even though that Alexander Zverev won his first match. Very good for him. But I don't think that Zverev will make it to the quarters. But maybe I will be wrong. Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, they have so bloody high consistency level that it will take some extraordinary performance to take them out early, and nobody will do that. I don't think nobody of the players that they will face, they will not take the big three out on the first week. On the second week, of course, things can happen. They will face harder opponents, but the first week they just don't have the talent, they don't have the consistency, they don't have the shot tolerance, they don't have the mentality part, they don't have nothing. These players that the big three will face on the first week to take these big three out. Even though that Federer will now face a little test in John Millman, a player who defeated Federer 2 years ago on the US Open. Or I should say Federer defeated himself, because I've spoken about this before. John Millman is a great player. He's a good player. One thing is for sure with John Millman, he will not defeat himself. John Millman will make a lot of balls into the court in that third match against Federer, because John Millman is a 5 worse version of Leighton Hewitt. 5 worse version. He has the same kind of tennis style. He makes a lot of balls. He runs into every ball. He doesn't do a lot of unforced errors. You have to beat John Millman. He will not beat himself. And I think Federer will do that. He will beat John Millman in that third round. I don't think that John Millman will defeat Federer for the second time in a Grand Slam. Federer has defeated John Millman after that match in New York 2 years ago, 2 times. Not in slams, but 2 times. So Federer is 2-1 in the head-to-head. But now they are facing each other for the second time in a Grand Slam match. And I think Federer will take John Millman this time. I think. Even though the John Millman, like I said, he doesn't beat himself. He doesn't do a lot of errors. But I think Federer will take John Millman down now. Federer is impressing on me, guys. He's impressing on me. He's doing a lot of winners, little unforced errors. He did, I think, 42 winners today. And not so many errors, so he's impressing on me. So I expect Federer to come through John Millman pretty convincingly in straight sets. Maybe John Millman can take 1 set, maybe, but I doubt it. I expect Federer to come through in straight sets. Federer draw has opened up, guys. Little threats that he had, little, not much, they both are out. Chapeau and Dimitrov. Dimitrov, what can we say about Dimitrov? He isn't consistent. Like the 97% of the tour, he lost a 5-set battle, lost the 5th set, 7-6, I believe. Dimitrov has potential. He's talented. He is a good ball striker, but he just isn't consistent. His serve is not good enough. His backhand is not good enough. His returns are not good enough. What does Dimitrov have? He has just a good forehand and a good first serve. But what does he have besides that? Not so much, guys. Not so much. But I expected Dimitrov to at least go to that 4th round, but he didn't. He lost a tight, a close 5-set battle. Berrettini the same. He lost a tight, close 5-set battle as well. I never was certain that Berrettini would go to that quarterfinal, but I liked his draw. He had a good draw with a lot of weak guys in front of him, but he lost to Tennis Sandgren. What has Tennis Sandgren done since that Australian Open 2018 when he made the quarterfinal? What has he done in 2 years? Nothing. Have you guys heard about him in 2 years' time? No. But what does he do? He just defeated a top 10 player, Matteo Berrettini. Am I surprised? Not crazy much. No, I will not. I will not say that I'm shocked. Absolutely not. Guys, look. I have said this before and I will say it again. All these top 100 players, even outside top 100, 250 top players on the world, they can't play tennis. They can't. Like, they are professional tennis players. And it is big money on the stake here. You know that a win for Tennis Sandgren or a win for another dude who plays Challenger Tour levels matches the entire year, it makes a big difference in his tennis schedule. It makes big difference because you to win one match in a Grand Slam, you make more money than to win a Challenger Tour Tour title. You make more money with winning one or two matches in a Grand Slam than winning a Challenger Tour title. So everybody, these guys who defeats Matteo Berrettini, who defeats Denis Shapovalov, it makes a big difference in their life, in their tour, when they play tennis 11 months in a year. So of course they fancy the chances when they play these guys. They will give it all. They will give it everything they have just to beat them, to earn those money, because they know, Tennis Sandgren know that he will not win the tournament. For God's sakes, of course he knows that. Fusovic, who defeated Chapeau in the first round, he knows he will not win the tournament. Fusovic is a good player. He defeated Jannik Sinner as well in straight sets, which I expected, to be quite honest, that he will defeat Jannik Sinner. Jannik Sinner, all the respect to Jannik Sinner, but he is very talented and he is a Grand Slam champion, a future Grand Slam champion, but he's not ready to go deep in a slam yet. He's not ready. Not yet. He's still young. He needs to grow up. He needs to be stronger physically. So he's not ready. But he will win one day slams, multiple slams, Jannik Sinner. But for now, no, he's not ready. So I expected Fusovic to defeat Jannik Sinner, to be quite honest. Berrettini, little surprised. Little, not much. So the Berrettini section is wide open. Who can make that quarterfinal? Maybe Sam Querrey. Fognini, I doubt it, even though that Fognini won today, but I am not so impressed with Fognini. He is hit or miss, Fognini. He's a shot maker. He can do a lot of winners, but he can do a lot of unforced errors. He reminds me a little of Shapovalov. Shapovalov is a hit or miss player as well. I think Fognini did 77 unforced errors today. 77. But he did 71 or 70 winners as well. But Thompson to take Fognini to a fifth set, that is not very good grade for Fognini, because Thompson, I don't want to be harsh on Thompson. Excuse me, all the Australian fans who are seeing this video, but Thompson is the worst professional tennis player that I have ever seen in my life. He basically had only serve and a solid forehand, especially forehand. The serve, it was good, but I was not murderous impressed. But he didn't have a backhand. He didn't have returns. He was not flighting fast. And that dude took Berrettini, who is 12th in the world, to fifth set. Fifth set! Berrettini is just so... Berrettini has to be... I'm sorry. I mean Fognini. Fognini, not Berrettini. Fognini must be the most inconsistent tennis player that I have ever seen in my life. He's more inconsistent than Stan Wawrinka, more inconsistent than Dominic Thiem, more inconsistent than Zverev, more inconsistent than Denis Shapovalov. He is the most inconsistent tennis player that I have ever seen. You literally speaking never know what you get from Fabio Fognini. He can go to the quarters, but he can lose to Pella in the next round. I almost believe that he will lose to Pella, because Pella is a good ball striker who doesn't do a lot of errors. So I think that Fognini will lose to Pella. That is my feeling. I mean, maybe I will be wrong. Who knows? This section, on the Berrettini section, it is wide open. But I just don't fancy Fognini to go to the quarters. I really don't do. He doesn't impress on me. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. Tomorrow Rafa Nadal will play against the Argentinian guy, who is 60 or 70 in the world. I think that Rafa Nadal will go through him. Rafa Nadal is just too consistent. Rafa Nadal is just, even though Rafa Nadal maybe was murderous impressed in the first round, he was good, but he can play even better. But the Bolinis, what his name is, that Argentinian dude, he's a good ball striker, doesn't do a lot of errors, but Rafa is just 3 times better. And Rafa Nadal, I think he will win against the Bolonis, what his name is, in straight sets. That is my feeling, guys. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and bye-bye.